Hello, everyone. On behalf of MCC and MDRT, I welcome you to this session, which is Unleashing Potential, the Next Breakthrough. Hello, friends. I'm Plabita Priyadarshi, MCC, Country Chair, India. And we are in this wonderful session to connect, share, learn ideas and views. Today, we will learn and we'll hear a talk on whole life concept from a prominent speaker. I must thank you for sparing your valuable time to attend this session. Many of you have attended the annual meeting in Nashville. I hope that the meeting has added great value and pride to your profession and person. My request is that you please share your experience with your fellow advisors and motivate them to attend next year. Those who could not attend the Nashville meeting can still have the experience in the global meet. The global meet is happening in Singapore from 27th to 30th August. I would strongly recommend that if you are qualified and did not go to Nashville, then you must register for the global meet. You can connect with any of my team members for help if you need it. So friends, without any further delay, I hereby open the session. Over to you, Jang. Please introduce our honorable speaker. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Namaste, India. Very good evening to you all. And thank you for joining in this wonderful life-changing event where we shall be taken to a psychological journey. Friends, we all are into a business where we all have ups and downs, and we are affected in many different ways. So, and many times we are affected in a psychological manner, but we fail to understand. And my dear friend, we all fail to realize this. So today we have an expert. So I'm going to introduce Dr. R. Shubhashri, MA, PhD, currently working with Madras School of Social Work as an assistant professor in Department of Counseling Psychology. Much interested in psychology from her earlier days. Ma'am has studied in Presidency College and completed her PhD in 2003 from Madras University. Her thesis relating to career counseling was much appreciated and highly commended by the evaluators. She has a career as a lecturer, started a career as a lecturer, and has a 15 years of teaching experience in psychology for students of undergraduate as well as postgraduate. She has served as a resource person for national and international level training programs and conducted more than 120 training programs and workshops. Her core training areas are life skill, counseling skills, leadership training, positive psychological interventions. She has represented India as a master trainer for entrepreneurship and with the Commonwealth country, all different trainers. She has undergone various training workshops related to psychological resources. Ma'am has published more than 20 research articles in national as well as international level journals. Dr. Shubhashri Vanmali is a certified level 1 hypnotherapy, CBT, focus solution therapist, psychodrama, REPT. Her passion areas of work are applied and positive psychology. Her hobbies are reading scholarly books, research in Tamil literature, and art and poetry writing in Tamil. Oh, I don't know, there's so many more to tell about her. She's a multi-capacity personality, and she's into teaching, training, research, and counseling. So, ma'am, please welcome. The dais is yours, and please give us the best guidance.
Namaste. Good evening to one and all present here. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be joining this evening. I am Dr. Subhashri as introduced, and I am really grateful to MDRT MCC India for giving me this opportunity to talk about the most relevant and important topic for all of us, especially for the people in business and especially for the people who are actually into this finance. That is the most important aspect I would like to share with all of you. I hope the screen is visible now. The topic I've chosen for you, all of you, is symphony of work-life harmony. We all know that how important, the work-life harmony. Most of us are aware of it, but we have never put an effort to really understand how much we need to really work for it. So that is the most important aspect I'm going to talk about over here. And the symphony is something which you all know, that very interesting music concert, and everybody is fond of it. And if you really see this, the various musical instruments have been set in a beautiful orchestra and been synchronized and provides a melodious beautiful sound. You all enjoy it and you really become one in it, and you just were lost in it and you enjoy the entire journey. This is what I would like to mention, how your work has to be and your life has to be. So over to the entire presentation. I'm taking you towards the psychological and the other aspects related to the work-life balance. We call it work-life balance because we need to create an equilibrium when we are being in a work, and we shouldn't be, and not at the cost of our life or not at the cost of our own family. So we need to take care of both in an equal way. It should be an kind of a balance between like in two wheels in the cycle where you both has to synchronize and move on. That creates a balance for us. To keep this, and I'm going to give you a lot of examples, and I'm going to give you a lot of psychological concepts behind it so that you are being aware of how work-life balance could be enhanced and why it need to be concentrated, what is the importance of it. And very importantly, to know our own self, that am I taking care of my own work-life balance? Just to small, idea of understanding yourself. I'm going to give you some homework for you right now. It's not a homework. You can take a pen and pencil and you can do on your own. You're going to rate yourself. If you feel that it is never you have felt in that way, you can mark 1. If you felt, probably you can say sometimes, very, very few times, that is seldom. That is, you can mention 2. Sometimes means it is 3, and often means 4, and 5 means, always. And when you have been concentrating on your work-life balance, it is just to understand, it is nothing to blame that if you have been working too much. Only thing is you need to be cautious about how I am taking care of myself. That's the reason. So rate yourself now, and I will actually call the person who is going to translate for us so that it is becoming easy for you to understand the slide. Poonamji, would you please come on, explain about this?
Hello everyone, I'm Poonam Maurya. I'm the state MCC state chair MCC Maharashtra MDRT. So I'm going to आज का सेशन ये हिंदी में ट्रांसलेशन में मैम को मैं रूपांतर करने में मदद करने वाली हूँ. सो अभी ये जो स्लाइड आपने सामने रखी हुई है, इसमें ये जो रेट्स योरसेल्फ जो बताया गया है, मतलब ये एक स्कोर कार्ड है जिसके मदद से मैम अभी हमारे सामने कुछ क्वेश्चंस प्रेजेंट करने वाले हैं, कुछ सवाल पूछेंगे जिनके जवाब हमको बताने हैं और उसको स्कोर करना है, स्कोर देना है. तो स्कोर में जैसे यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल पे 1 नेवर लिखा हुआ है. नेवर मतलब कभी नहीं. जो आपको उसको अगर जो क्वेश्चन पूछा गया आपका उसका जवाब अगर 1 होगा तो आप उसको कभी नहीं मतलब करते होंगे तो 1 करिए. अगर आपका जवाब 2 होगा मतलब आप कभी तो करते होंगे, वो सेल्डम कभी तो करते होंगे, तो उसको 2 करिए. अगर आप उसको 3 जवाब कब देंगे, जब आप कभी कभी करते होंगे वो. और आपका जवाब 4 कब होगा, जब आप उसको बहुत बार करते होंगे, ऑफन भी करते होंगे. और अगर आपका जवाब 5 है, जैसे आप हमेशा ही करते हैं, तो आपका स्कोर पे आपका जवाब 5 होगा. तो मैम आपको अभी क्वेश्चंस पूछने जा रहे हैं.
So this is about the first question. I spend 50 hours or more for a week at work, and I neglect or have difficulty getting an adequate quantity and quality of sleep, exercise, hydration. That means having water or liquid fluids or nutrition. I feel depressed or exhausted or overwhelmed, and I think of all I have to do at home or at work. पूनम जी।
तो मैम ने अभी ये जो 3 सवाल हमसे पूछे हैं, उसमें जो पहला सवाल है वो ये है कि आप जो भी आप काम कर रहे हैं, उस काम को पूरे सप्ताह में आप 50 घंटे या उससे ज्यादा समय दे रहे हैं क्या? पहला सवाल ये है। दूसरा सवाल है कि कहीं ये काम करते समय जो आपको एडिक्वेटली, मतलब जितना चाहिए, जितने की जरूरत है, जितनी नींद आपको लेनी चाहिए, या जितना व्यायाम आपको करना चाहिए, या जितनी मतलब जितना आपका आहार होना चाहिए, न्यूट्रिशियस आहार होना चाहिए, पौष्टिक आहार होना चाहिए, वो आप लेने में डिफिकल्टी पा रहे हैं, या आप उसको नजरअंदाज कर रहे हैं अपने बिजी शेड्यूल में? तीसरा सवाल है कि ये जब भी आपको कोई काम दिया जा रहा है, आपके घर का हो या आपके ऑफिस का हो, तो वो करते करते समय आपको कहीं उदासी महसूस हो रही है, या आप कहीं बहुत ज्यादा थके हुए महसूस हो रहे हैं, या आपको बहुत ही मतलब स्ट्रेस आउट हो रहे हैं उसको करने के लिए, आप बहुत ही कंफ्यूजिंग फील कर रहे हैं?
अच्छा, I think you would have answered for all the 3. Now moving on to the next 3 questions. I feel like I have little or no control over the demands placed on me or work. That is, I have, haven't too much on my work, or too much on my and at home, or I have to do demands are too much. I'm not able to have a control over. And number 5 is I feel guilty that I'm not meeting my responsibility at home or at work as I'm expected to do. And the 6th one is I neglect taking time for myself, for recreation, relaxation, or a quiet time, or self-care, and in fulfilling in favor of work or family as a responsibility. So I'm not able to take self-care. So these are the 3 questions. Poonam, over to you.
Yes. जो चौथा सवाल है वो सवाल है कि जब भी मुझे कोई काम मिल रहा है, तो मुझे ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है, ऐसा महसूस हो रहा है कि या तो मेरा उस पर नियंत्रण नहीं है, जो मुझसे जितना डिमांड किया जा रहा है मैं वो करने में असक्षम पा रही हूँ खुद को, और मेरा नियंत्रण नहीं है उन चीजों पे। दूसरा है कि 5वां सवाल है कि मुझे दोषी पा रही हूँ मैं, मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को पूरा ना कर पाने में, मुझे जो जिम्मेदारियां दी गई है मेरे घर की या मेरे वर्क की, उसको पूरा न कर पाने में मैं खुद को दोषी पा रही हूँ, गिल्टी पा रही हूँ। और छठा सवाल है कि जब भी मेरे लिए जब टाइम निकालना होता है, मेरे वर्क शेड्यूल से मेरे लिए जब समय लेना होता है, तो मैं वो पूरा कर पाने के लिए मेरे पास समय ही नहीं होता है, जिसकी वजह से मैं उन चीजों को नजरअंदाज कर देती हूँ। तो मेरी घर की और मेरी फैमिली की और मेरे बिजनेस की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को करते करते मेरा कहीं ना कहीं खुद पे निग्लिजेंस हो रहा है, खुद पे मेरा नजरअंदाज हो रहा है। तो फ्रेंड्स, आपको जो स्कोर कार्ड दिया गया था 1 to 5 में, उसमें ये जो भी सवाल पूछे जा रहे हैं उसको स्कोर देते जाइए, आंसर आपको मिलेगा जल्द ही।
So with the thank you, Poonam ji. And with this note, I'm moving on to the next. You would have scored the entire thing, and if your entire answer fall under the 24 to 30, I think your meltdown waiting to happen. Please be careful, and you need to take care of yourself. Your work-life balance is in an kind of a condition where you require a kind of an intervention. And then 15 to 23, getting caught in the thrill or a chase, like you are in the race now. You need to really be cautious now. It's a warning sign for you. And then 14 or less, great, but it is actually you have to lost with this, you have to practice more. So with this, I would like Poonam ji to explain this.
Yes. So आपने जो भी स्कोर, ये जो 6 सवाल पूछे गए थे, आपने स्कोर जो भी निकाला होगा, तो ये इसका जवाब है। अगर आपका स्कोर 24 to 30 में आ रहा है, तो फ्रेंड्स, मेल्टडाउन वेटिंग टू हैपन, मतलब इसका ये है कि आपकी जो लाइफ बैलेंस है वर्क एंड लाइफ की, वो प्रॉपरली मैनेज नहीं हो पा रही है, आपका बैलेंस इतना अच्छा नहीं है, आपको उसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा। अगर आपके स्कोर कार्ड में आपका आंसर 22 to 15 to 23 में आ रहा है, 15 से 23 के बीच में आ रहा है, तो आप उसको बैलेंस कर पाने में मुश्किल महसूस कर रहे हैं, बैलेंस तो कर रहे हैं बट मुश्किल महसूस कर रहे हैं, और अगर आपका स्कोर 14 या उससे कम आ रहा है तो ग्रेट, मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा है, आपका बैलेंस बहुत ही अच्छा है, लेकिन आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि आप ये बैलेंस कितने दिनों तक कर पाएंगे, कब तक कर सकते हैं।
Thank you, Poonamji. So with this, having noted that if you score high on that, you are in the case of melting down, please be aware of that work-life balance is something you need to really create and balance, because you cannot keep working like this and exhaust yourself, and then you get into a stress, and then it becomes a kind of a disease. So we need to be very careful. People who workaholic found they're drained, and some of them feel that I feel that I am not able to contribute much for my family. I'm not able to contribute much for the fellow being. I'm not able to contribute much for the next generation. I was only working. When they retire, they find it very, very empty, and they find it very difficult actually. So let us be aware of it. Let us respect that work-life balance is most important component for all of us to look into. Psychologically, we need to balance ourselves, because our entire body itself requires an equilibrium. If it is too hot, you need to really create yourself a little balance the chillness, isn't it? Like if it is outside, it's too chill, and you need to create little warmer for you, drink chai or something. So this is what is a very important natural balancing of yourself. So be aware of that, and it is most important for all of us to know that. So creating an awareness for all of you, there is a lot of research has been said that people who are not passionate about what they are doing, for example the job I've been forced into, or I have been committed because of my financial commitment, I don't know, I have to work in this because there is no other choice. Such a kind of a people are maybe thrown into that kind of a situation. They get stressed, burnout, or finding loneliness, or feeling not satisfied in their work life very easily. And something, it is really, really very important for all of us to take care of our loved ones. For them only we are actually working a lot, isn't it? So in that case, if they feel that you are not at all been contributing the family, and you are also not taking care of yourself, at the end you are also not enjoying your work, then it becomes really very bad situation for both and you and your entire family. So despite of this idea of being successful employees, if you work late hours, if you work 24/7, you will be the success. It's all given in lot of people talk about that. But studies have shown that people who work long, and people have been working for long hours, and burning their midnight oil, may not be much productive. So they are less productive. So we need to be very careful and understanding the concept of working late hours is not just going to be make you a millionaire. You need to put an effort. You need to be a smart worker. You need to balance everything around. So that is the most important. So create an awareness that 24/7 I need to work for myself, then only I can be successful. That is a very wrong concept. We all must know about what is that I'm doing for myself, for my community, for my own kith and kin, and also for my own job. So we need to really set a priority. So with this, I would like to mention about what could be an alarming thing if you don't take care of your balance. So we all talk about I'm too much in stress, I'm having a lot of debt, so I'm working hard, and my family is in front, so I'm working. My son, my daughter has to get into an higher studies, so I'm working hard. And people keep worrying about this. People keep telling about these problems, and again they keep talking about these negative things to themselves. What you talk to yourself is most important, isn't it? People say that what you really tell, that goes in into the subconscious mind. And the psychologists believe that if you give positive affirmations, that is actually stays in your subconscious mind and it helps you to regenerate yourself. So be very aware of this. So work-life conflict arises when there is a kind of an conflict. That means you are not able to balance both. There is a conflict arise, and demand of job is more, and personal life commitment is increasing. For example, initial years of your career, you may not have such a kind of a pressure from family. Probably after you are settling in your married life, your role is different. You have another responsibility to take care, and if you have children, another responsibility is added on. And if you have elders at home, you have even more bigger role to play. So in that case, you need to be aware of what is your life position, what is your life demand, and how I'm going to place this, how I'm going to place these increasing responsibilities, being aware of my work and as well as my, the entire life. So this is something which you need to really be aware of. So creating an awareness is very important. So this the ability to be successfully balancing one's role, for example, expectation from the work, expectation from the family, especially from your spouse. So you need to really win both sides, isn't it? Your boss is also important, your home boss is also important. So you need to really balance both. And this particular thing you shouldn't have in conflict. For this, you need to really have an insight first that am I doing justice to both roles? Am I doing my responsibilities with a lot of passion? And am I taking care of my own self in the journey? This is the most important awareness you have to bring in. If you don't bring in the kind of an awareness, that may end up with a stress. If a person is stressed too much, the productivity goes down, the performance goes down, and it will reflect again on your career. Again, you need to work even further more miles to fill the gap. So be very aware of that. If I create a conflict, I'm going to end up with the consequences. Again, it's going to be a circle that I need to work even more harder to fill the gap. So this is something which you need to really be aware of it. For that, you have to really create an awareness for your own family members also. If your work is not being appreciated at home, or your wife or spouse, whoever is working, the spouse is not appreciating what is your contributions to the entire family and the responsibilities, then you need to really take care of how we need to come to a mutual consensus to avoid this conflict and set a example at home. So this is the most important aspect. Otherwise, you will be inviting stress. If you invite stress, other invitees are just like that, they will come into your home. So over to you, Poonam, for the explanation on this slide.
तो इस स्लाइड में मैम ये एक्सप्लेन करना चाहते हैं कि जो हमारी जो लाइफ है, उस लाइफ में वर्क लाइफ और हमारी जो पर्सनल लाइफ है, जब बैलेंस कब होता है, जब हमारा कहीं पे डिमांड हमारी जॉब के रिलेटेड या हमारी पर्सनल लाइफ में हम बैलेंस नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो हमें हार्मनी अगर बनानी है और हमें हमारे वर्क लाइफ और पर्सनल लाइफ को बैलेंस करना है, तो हमेशा उसको बैलेंसिंग करके चलना पड़ेगा. सही तरीके से रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज और जॉब के रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज और फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को निभाना पड़ेगा.
ठीक है, थैंक यू पूनम.
थैंक यू.
So if you really take this as a consideration, as health is alarming, there is a lot of studies have proven, research studies have proven that from 1996, well-being and health at work have more become predominant issue. People have been continuously researching on this, and people saying that people who are working in any sector, you take it any sector, they say that the well-being and health is the most important aspect which has been again and again spoken about. And in particular, the problems around stress, fatigue, burnout, that stress is something which is inevitable in our lifestyle nowadays, but still something which you can avoid, something which you can manage healthily, something which you can cope up very well. That stress need to be really taken care. And fatigue is something which drains your energy. You have to be aware of when you are being drained of your energy. And burnouts takes place if you are not able to manage for quite some time of your stress, and it is quite intolerant to have a target. We say the threshold is met. That becomes a burnout, where you feel totally and not an energetic person, an enthusiastic person to proceed further. So this requires a lot of attention for all of us as a working population in India is more now, because we have a new bulge. Our entire Indian the demographic dividend itself is huge with the youth population. Now, youth population, if they have been running 24/7 without taking care of their personal, health or something, they are going to be the future pillars, isn't it? So in that case, we need to really, make them be aware of what is that they are working on and what is for they are working on. And you and your environment is, it is something, it cannot exist independently. It has an interdependent for policy. You have to really put together and work together. We all function in in a harmonious manner, and we are mutually influencing each other. Entire system, I am talking about the ecological system. So you, your family, your work, and it goes till the till the entire universe. So in that case, we have an influence of each other in each layer with a various multiple level. So we need to be very much careful that I'm living in an interdependent family. If I don't take care of something, the entire Vasudeva Kudumbakam, the entire family system may get somewhere, triggered, or somewhere it is getting distorted because of my imbalance, maybe because of the conflict arise. So be aware of and make an earnest effort to correct the conflict and also work on the conflict. That is the most important thing I would like to say. So we have been talking about stress, and I have been giving you a lot of information about stress. When you know that you have stress, when you come to know that I've been stressed. So people really can understand stress very easily by these 4 categories of symptoms. Symptoms are something which you can understand very easily by behavioral, cognitive, emotional, and physical. Physical is something which you know that you complain often about your aches, pains, and I have an headache, I have a back pain, I have a shoulder pain. You will be keep complaining, isn't it? I have a throat pain, I have a fever, I'm having excessive sweating, I'm having a nausea family, I don't feel like eating, indigestion, all that you will say. When you are being stressed for quite some time, without any reason, if you get any physical symptoms like this, you need to really look into whether I have stress. And then the second one, important one, is the emotional symptoms. You get irritated for unnecessary reasons. You get irritated on your spouse, especially your children. Whoever is vulnerable, you throw words and you actually displace the anger with them. And aggressiveness. Sometimes keeping the glass on the table also will create like as if you have put a bomb. So that kind of an aggression may be expressed in your action. And then anxiety. Some people get anxious. What will happen next? What is going to happen for my family? What is going to happen for my future? What will happen to my entire business plan? What will happen if it doesn't happen? Kind of an anxiety. No, there is a fear of failure attached to that. And then nervousness. People find it very difficult, shivering to handle their own problems. These are things which we need to really understand. And also withdrawal. Withdrawal symptoms are something which you can see suddenly they don't want to involve themselves in anything. Energy is lost. And then when it comes to cognitive symptoms, we call it cognitive, means it is all about thinking, the difficulty in decision making, negative thoughts, and if something happens like this, what will happen if I don't get this? What will happen if my business doesn't click off? What will happen if my son doesn't get this? All these negative thoughts and confusions, not able to decide on something and not able to think about the consequences and working impulsively. All this comes into the thinking thing. And the behavioral symptoms, which is very obvious, overtly known to others, that you will be restlessly walking, tapping, not dieting or compulsive eating. You will be eating more, or you will be dieting, you will be skip food. And the most of the people who are working the industry, especially your industry, they skip, most of them skip their breakfast. It is most important to have the breakfast. Breaking the fast is most important, isn't it? So that is, the brain takes most of your nutrients in the morning, then only it supplies to the other organs. So we need to be aware of that. Nail biting, and they have all these behavioral symptoms to show that the stress is being persistent in this person. So be aware of these symptoms. If you're aware of these symptoms, and be also be aware of something, that always stress is not something harmful. There is something called eustress and distress. Eustress is something positive stress. If I have some kind of a drive, some kind of a push only, I will have a motivation and drive to work, isn't it? It's very positive. For example, think of your daughter or son's marriage. You will have beautiful ideas to set the marriage celebration. You will have a lot of work. You will have workload, like, I'll call it as an having a lot of work. Because it is marriage, I don't want to call it a hell a lot of having a lot of work you will have, and that will be really, really happy moments for you. You will enjoy doing it, engage enthusiastically in doing it. Your energy is boosted by engaging in. And this is what something you need to really think of. Positive stress, generally it is short term and a little state, and it is also can improve your performance. That's the most important thing. It will improve our performance because always you have been thinking of something is pushing me towards my goal. And believe within this kind of a coping mechanism will emerge for you. Something you can handle. You will build a very good network. You will also cherish with your people. You will enjoy. You will actually smile and do this. Entirely enjoy and do this. So that is eustress. That is positive stress. And that will help you to perform well. So when you are in eustress, that is actually going to help you. But when it comes to distress is something in generally it is unpleasant. It is not been often valued, and energy is drained, and you feel, oh, why am I into this? How much I have to work, and it is so much long time. It is draining my entire time. I'm not feeling productive. I'm not feeling purposeful. These thoughts comes in when you are in distress, and it decreases overall performance. It cool downs your performance. Be aware of this, and it is actually you feel that you are helpless sometimes. You don't have a control over handling it sometimes. Either physical illness, it manifests on physical illness, or on a mental fatigue, or some, or an emotional drain down. So this, if you really understand well, you will be able to understand that is that I am stressed, is that I am actually going through eustress or distress, is that I can handle it well. All that you can see. Poonamji, I think you can explain both the slides together.
Yes. So, ma'am, can you take on 12? मैम ने यहाँ बताने की कोशिश की थी कि जो हम स्ट्रेस में जब आते हैं तो उसके कुछ लक्षण होते हैं, आप उसको कैसे पहचान सकते हो कि आप कौन से स्ट्रेस में हो। तो उन्होंने 3-4 तरीके के स्ट्रेस के बारे में बताया है और उसके सिम्टम्स के बारे में बताया है कि आपको किस तरीके के लक्षण दिखते हैं। जैसे आपको जब बिहेवियरल सिम्टम्स जो होते हैं, जैसे मतलब आपके बर्ताव के जो लक्षण होते हैं उसमें क्या होता है, तो बर्ताव के लक्षण में बताया गया है कि जैसे आपका अचानक आप कुछ करते करते नेल बाइटिंग करते हो, आप ओवर ईटिंग करते हो, बहुत सारा आप खा रहे हैं, या आपने डाइटिंग करना शुरू कर दिया है, मतलब आपको भूख नहीं लग पा रही है। तो इस तरीके से बहुत सारे मतलब बिहेवियरल, मतलब बर्ताव में लक्षण दिखाई पड़ते हैं। दूसरा उन्होंने बताया था हमको कि इमोशनल स्ट्रेस जो होता है, इमोशनल भावनाओं में सिम्टम्स क्या होता है, मतलब अगर कोई भी चीज हमारी चल रही है रेगुलर में, जिस तरीके से हमें रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहिए था, हमारा रिस्पॉन्स उस तरीके से हमारा बर्ताव नहीं हो रहा है, हम कहीं रेस्टलेस हो रहे हैं, मतलब हम बहुत ही व्याकुल हो जाते हैं, कोई भी काम दिया जाता है तो हम बहुत ही चिंता कर रहे हैं, हम बहुत ही ज्यादा, अगर कोई हमें काम बताया जा रहा है तो हमको ऐसा लग रहा है कि हमको उसमें पार्टिसिपेट ही नहीं करना है, मतलब मुझे उसमें जाना ही नहीं है और मुझे उससे विड्रॉ होने की फीलिंग आ रही है। ये सारी हमारी भावनाओं के लक्षण हैं जो हमें महसूस होते हैं। थर्ड है हमारी फिजिकल सिम्टम। फिजिकल सिम्टम्स में तो बहुत ही सिंपल है, मुझे बैकएक हो रहा है, मुझे आज शोल्डर में पेन हो रहा है, गर्दन में दर्द हो रहा है, मेरे कंधों में दर्द है, मेरे थ्रोट में कुछ इशू है, मुझे पसीना आ रहा है, या मुझे वॉमिटिंग जैसी फीलिंग हो रही है, उल्टी जैसा फील हो रहा है, या मुझे पाचन नहीं हो रहा है, जो मैंने खाया है वो मैं पचा नहीं पा रही हूँ। ये सारे फिजिकल लक्षण हैं, हमारे शारीरिक तौर पे जो लक्षण हम महसूस करते हैं। और फोर्थ है कॉग्निटिव सिम्टम। कॉग्निटिव सिम्टम का मतलब हमारी जो बुद्धिमत्ता है, मतलब हमें जो ज्ञान है, जिस ज्ञान के मदद से हम अपने डिसीजंस को ले पाते हैं, वो डिसीजंस हम उस तरीके से, उतनी अच्छी तरीके से नहीं ले पा रहे हैं। हमें हमेशा कोई भी अगर काम दिया जा रहा है तो हम उसके बारे में नेगेटिव ही सोच रहे हैं, या तो हम कंफ्यूज्ड हैं कि हमें करना क्या है। ये सारा सिम्टम्स है हमारे स्ट्रेस के। और नेक्स्ट है कि स्ट्रेस जो है वो सिर्फ एक ही तरीके का नहीं होता है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में इसमें डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करेंगे कि गुड स्ट्रेस क्या होता है और डिस्ट्रेस क्या होता है, मतलब अच्छी स्ट्रेस क्या होती है जिसको मिलने से हमें कैसा फील होता है। स्ट्रेस दो तरीके से होता है। तो अच्छी स्ट्रेस जो है वो हमेशा हमें मोटिवेट ज्यादा करती है, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए होती है। जैसे मैम ने एग्जांपल दिया कि मेरे बेटे की शादी है या बेटी की शादी है या फैमिली में कोई अच्छा फंक्शन है जहां मैं बिजी तो बहुत ज्यादा हूँ बट मैं बहुत खुश हूँ, इसलिए मैं रूटीन में जितना काम करती हूँ उससे ज्यादा काम मैं कर पा रही हूँ, बट मैं बिना किसी पेन के कर पा रही हूँ, बिना किसी दर्द के कर पा रही हूँ, बिना किसी कंफ्यूजन के कर पा रही हूँ, और मैं हमेशा से ज्यादा अच्छा कर पा रही हूँ। तो ये जो होता है वो शॉर्ट टर्म होता है, बट ये बहुत ही हमें हेल्प करता है हमारे कोई भी गोल को अचीव करने में, या हमारा कोई भी जो ऑनगोइंग इवेंट चल रहा है हमारे लाइफ में उसको अच्छी तरीके से और एफिशिएंटली कंप्लीट करने में। और डिस्ट्रेस जो होता है वो डिस्ट्रेस इस तरीके से होता है कि हमें कोई भी काम दिया गया है, हमें खुशी नहीं मिल रही है, हम कर रहे हैं क्योंकि ये हमारी ड्यूटी है, हमको करना है, बट हमें खुशी नहीं मिल रही है। ये आइदर शॉर्ट टर्म कुछ समय के लिए या लॉन्ग टर्म भी हो सकता है, मतलब काफी अरसे से चला आ रहा है हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस, हमारे सोचने का तरीका इस तरीके से हो गया है, जिससे क्या होगा कि हमारा जो परफॉर्मेंस है वो कम हो जाएगा। तो हमें फ्रेंड्स हमेशा ध्यान रखना है हमारे जो ये इस तरीके से जब हमारा परफॉर्मेंस लो होता जाएगा, हमारे फिजिकल इलनेस, हमारे जो भावनाओं से जो हम स्ट्रांग होते हैं हमारी लाइफ में वो भी वीक होते जाते हैं। तो डिस्ट्रेस हमेशा हार्मफुल होता है। थैंक यू। ओवर टू मैम।
Thank you. So having understood the concept now, why we require the work-life balance, you would have understood, isn't it? Because you need to know that if I don't create a work-life balance, if there is no harmony, definitely it will affect any of your system physically or the other things. So they have done especially on, and I am giving you an example from a research. It is based on the insurance companies employees, and they have given a work-life balance for them and how it is actually prioritizing work between and their life, how they were. So they find it health, leisure, family, pressure, and spiritual, all other things. They also feel that there are two components, the achievement and the enjoyment, both need to be at par. That means if you enjoy what you are doing, and you will also contribute towards again achieve and do, so that will create a kind of a satisfaction, pride, celebration, and you love to do that, and you will have the sense of well-being. This need to be understood, and in work-life balance you need to really bring in these kind of I need to enjoy the process, I need to enjoy what I'm doing, I need to enjoy my investment of time, effort, money, everything. In that pathway, I should also be able to take my family along, I should be able to take my society along. So that is what is all about, giving preference to all the other things in life, that is the leisure, family, the pleasure, whatever it may be. So this is the most important thing. It is an interesting fact from the insurance industry itself, because your industry work is totally different from the other one, where you need to the workplace, the friends, business, vacation, all you can actually bring it together, because you are working on your own agenda, your own appointments, what is the priority for to set yourself. So all domains plays a vital role for all of us to function well. We need to know that if I am healthy only, I can actually keep up my appointments, and I also be very active. If I'm healthy only, I can invest more time on my family. If I'm healthy only, I can more I can balance my time with the and the workplace also. So we need to really understand the health, money, vacation, business, friends, workplace, and family and career all put together. We need to really create a kind of a balance. So if you pull out any one of this from the wheel, you will find it very difficult. So this is like an this spike we have in the wheel. Everything contribute the balance. So, and one important aspect I would like to tell you, in your case, you can actually merge it. For example, you wanted to be and leisure, you wanted to have a vacation, you can be with your friends and the family, and you can combine together. And for you, friends are most important, because they may be your clients also. Our friends may bring in clients also. So be aware of, if you are being with your friends, they are also going to help you in your business. So create a kind of of an hobby where you can actually enjoy all these put together. So all domains plays a major role for you. See, please be aware of. So in this case, if you are working on this, so within this, you have to really understand, if I have to concentrate all that, what is that I need to do? Make time for yourself, set your boundaries, use technologies to fullest. For example, you can save time. While traveling, you can text people. While traveling, you can talk to your clients. While traveling, you can make your agenda and plan ready by with your tab. All these you can do. So use technology wiser to make efforts less and also time less and travel less. These are the important aspects you need to consider, because your industry demands that. And update yourself. What starts within the office premises, it is also not just office premises. Out of that also you have to work, isn't it? So make a smarter work schedule rather than a harder one. Don't go for a harder and you have to go on meet, you have to do. So keep layers of people for you to help and make available resources. Utilize the resources best of your, that's the reason. So if I am actually in the symphony, I'm using an violin, somebody has to help me with the guitar, somebody has to help me with the piano, isn't it? And these all need to synchronize. Sometimes if my pace is very slow and I need to slow down, I need to slow down, somebody else will play that time. So this is a kind of an interchange and interchanging roles and responsibilities. So we need to be aware of that. How we need to take care of this, we have to really be aware. And with this, I really need to go for the the translation. We can go further after once I complete the entire thing. So financial planning, travel, family, friendship, income, all these put together, you need to clearly state it for your own need. And I really wanted to tell you that as a person within planning, you need to really prioritize. Having set all the importance, significance of work-life balance, how harmony is required, and you need to do certain aspects into that. For example, I'm going to give you, there are 5 steps involved in it. What are the 5 steps to in that, and how I'm going to do that? First and foremost important thing, set your priorities. So you have to figure out that what is that you really want and what is that I need to focus right now. Is that my family is in front, my responsibility is important right now, what my time, my effort is important for family or for that my work, and what pace of my work I am. Is that my target is very nearby, I need to prioritize that, and what is that my utmost urgent need to be taken care. For that I will give you a clue how you need to prepare that. So priority matrix, we call it. Prioritize based on this. You have to give any high importance, low importance, high urgency, low urgency as one box. Give it the red color one, do it fast, and first is thing, and it is also an action need to be taken important because it is highly urgent also, highly important also. So mark such a things are there in that red component, and then I need to do it, but I can do it later. It is not actually kind of an things which is, it is low important but high urgency, means you need to go for the next one and do next something which you can take it next, schedule it for low urgency and also important. For example, you need to renew your license or something which is also important, which you need to keep it in your agenda. You have to do it, but immediately, low urgency because you have time. And you need to prioritize based on this, which is very, very essential for all of you to daily schedule itself. You make a note of it and track your time every day. Create and things to do, kind of a checklist, where I am going, what is the track of my time, where I am wasting my time. Is that I am wasting my time in gadgets? Because I know many of the people who communicate in gadgets get lost in the Instagram or Facebook or watch something unnecessary things, and they waste their appointment time and waste their energy into that. So be very careful how much time I'm spending on mobile, what is that I'm doing on mobile, or anything else I'm wasting my time. I need to prioritize things to do, where I waste, where I am actually taking leisure, where I'm investing for myself. Be very, very alert for that. And then concentrate on one thing at a time. This is most important thing. Mindfulness practice. We psychologists believe in multitasking is required. For example, women does multitasking, and most of the time they does it in kitchen. They plan, they call, they attend call, and they also chant their mantra, their puja, and also they do cook. So they are multitasking invariably, but sometimes it is we have to be very careful whether namak zyada dal rahe hai kya. So we have to be really careful about what we are doing. So for multitasking will help you when it is the demand is more, but at the same time focused attention is missed out. You need to be careful on that. So be very mindful of what you are doing, what is in front, and what I need to take care, and spending time with the focused attention I need to spend with that particular thing, either with family or with the work. For example, you're meeting a client, don't think about the family, about your children there. You fully focus on the client job and work has to be done. When it comes to your family, don't think about business. Be very focused with the family alone. Because I've seen many of the people who talk with their spouse with using phone itself, and they will be chatting or something, and they will be talking to the wife or an husband. So which need to be really understood one at a time is important. And then the fourth one is schedule one thing you look forward to each day. For example, you may play tennis, you may go to an regular walking, or you meditate and you spend time. That is very important for you, because you need to schedule book reading, walking, or anything. You need to take care of your own self. For example, which you really enjoy. You go and spend time with your son or daughter who can play badminton or something, which is also an exercise for you. You are also having a family time. So take care of yourself. You have to nurture yourself to be healthy and fit. And then the step 5 is the most important: respect your private time. So if there is any need for you to take important meeting or something, don't actually indulge into that particular time zone of your private time. So make sure that your private time is your private time. Schedule accordingly. You say that I have an emergency meeting at this, I cannot come. At the same time, at this same tone, you should be able to say that I cannot now spend time because it's my family time. It is an outing time. I am with my family. I cannot. So this, you have to be very, very careful. Respect your private time. So with having said the 5 things which you need to prioritize, 5 things which you need to do, there is 8 dimensions talks about the holistic wellness of yours. If you are taking care of all these 8 dimensions, I'll ensure you that you will be the top of the world. That means you will feel you are at the top of the world when it comes to business, when it comes to happiness, when it comes to satisfaction, when it comes to anything, you name it. Okay. So these are very important aspects for all of us has to take care. One is about the very important aspect, physical fitness. This is a kind of a temple. The body is a temple, and you are having a God inside. So the temple need to be kept very active, enthusiastic, and also clean and neat, and taking care with all the love and affection, isn't it? So the physical exercises are very much needed, and everyday physical exercises really keeps yourself fit, energetic. Your mood has been balanced if you do physical exercises. These are the things which you need to really take care, and everyday walk will heal you. Actually, it will heal you. Be careful on setting goals for physical exercises. Do that every day. Make a point that every day I'm keeping a diary for all these 8 dimensions. I'm taking care of all these 8 dimensions. I will definitely do that. Today onwards, your life will turn into a beautiful garden. I will tell you that there is a book on designing your work life by Bill Bird. This person, how to thrive and change and find and happiness at work. He has written about that. It's a beautiful book. You must read about that. He talks about all this. And the other one is about social. For your particular business and your own development, you require social networking. Most important thing. Without interpersonal connections, I think it is very, very difficult for you, isn't it? You cannot stop with that one circle. You need to really increase your comfort zone. You should meet a lot of people. So be actively participating in club, societal contribution, be part of some society. Now you all are in this MCC India and working together and being together, journey is together. That's really, a good network, and you're also cherishing that relationship. That will help you to sustain. And most important, social networking, connecting, and belonging needs are one of the very important need to be attained for people to feel satisfied. And the second and we have finished. And third one is about the intellectual one. Intellectual wellness, we all know about, no? It's every day is a learning process, and keep updating yourself. You need to know about what is the current product and what is the comparative, competitors are, throwing about. And I need to be aware of what is the existing inflation rate, what is that I'm looking for, how I'm going to connect all these concepts, and critically think about how best I can serve my client. All that you need to be updated. For that updation, you require to read a lot. There are a lot of books are there. There is actually the art of everything is possible, and creating your own organization, and the financial wisdom. There is a lot of new books have come. So please read a lot of books. Keep one book as a target for 1 month as an intellectual goal for you, so that you will be enjoying every day one chapter at least. So that is most important. And then the emotional one. I'll tell you that people don't take care of their emotions are always find very difficult, and they find it very difficult to even, to handle it also. So I need to really understand all this: occupational, emotional, environmental, financial, and spiritual. All these need to be taken care. If you're able to take care all these put together, you will be able to really withstand the, the balance. That means you are able to strike a balance. If you strike all these 8 dimensions into balance, your happy hormones will secrete: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, which you will feel that you are being energetic, happy, satisfied, fulfilled, which is what is called the harmony. Take care of these 8 dimensions, which you need to really work on. For that, you have to really play a tune of everything together. Have a synchronization of this. In an interdependent world, we need to take care of each one's care. So I'm really happy to be part of this entire forum. So I wanted to tell you, if you do that work-life harmony into keeping this in mind, you will have an improved physical health and mental health, increased productivity, better relationship, higher job satisfaction, and overall fulfillment. With this note, I would like to conclude my session. Thank you. Over to you, Poonam ji, for explanation.
Yeah. So मैं इन शॉर्ट 2 से 3 मिनट में सिर्फ एंड करना चाहती हूँ. थैंक यू मैम, बहुत अच्छा बताया आपने. सो इसमें जो मैम की जो एंजाइटी के ऊपर जो उन्होंने चिंता को कैसे मैनेज करे, स्ट्रेटेजाइज करे, जो स्लाइड मैम ने बताई थी वो बहुत ही ऑसम थी. सो आई होप फ्रेंड्स आप लोगों ने उसकी एक पिक्चर तो जरूर ली होगी. उसमें बहुत अच्छे वेज से मैम ने बताया था कि आप किस तरीके से अपनी चिंता को कम कर सकते हैं, मैनेज कर सकते हैं, और उसके स्टेप्स को भी बताया था कि अगर आप बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस आउट हो रहे हैं और आप बैलेंस नहीं कर पा रहे वर्क एंड लाइफ में, तो आपको अपने मैम ने 5 स्टेप्स दिए थे. वो स्टेप्स वो थे कि आपको प्रायोरिटाइज करना होगा, प्राथमिकता देनी होगी कि कौन सा काम सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है आपके रूटीन में और कौन सा दूसरा मैनेज किया जा सकता है. सेकंड मैम ने स्टेप बताया था कि ट्रैक योर टाइम, मतलब आपका समय कहाँ जा रहा है. जो आपका 24 घंटे का समय है जिसमें आपने समय देना है कुछ चीजों को. कहीं आप मोबाइल पे बहुत सारा समय तो नहीं डाल रहे हैं, या कहीं आप सोशल मीडिया पे जितना नहीं चाहिए उतना ज्यादा एक्टिव है. तो ये हमें हमारे समय को ट्रैक करना है रूटीन में बैलेंस करने के लिए. थर्ड बताया है मैम ने कि जब आप कुछ भी काम कर रहे हो तो मल्टीटास्किंग मत होइए. जब आप घर पे हैं तो गिव योर 100% एट होम, घर पे दीजिए. जब आप अपने काम में हैं तो अपने काम पे अपना 100% दीजिए. मतलब हर समय जब भी आप जो भी चीज कर रहे हैं उसको 100% दीजिए, ध्यान को केंद्रित करिए. और चौथी चीज मैम ने स्टेप्स में ये बताई थी हमें कि जब भी हमारा जो भी ये रूटीन हम सेट कर रहे हैं तो जिससे हमें हैप्पीनेस मिले, जिस काम को करने से हमें खुशी मिलती है, जैसे या उसमें हमारी कोई हॉबी हो सकती है, हमारी रीडिंग हो सकती है, जो भी चीज हो जो मुझे रूटीन में हैप्पीनेस दे रही है उसको इग्नोर नहीं करना है, वो हमारे रूटीन में जरूर होनी चाहिए. तो हर दिन के रूटीन में उसको समय जरूर दीजिए. एंड फिफ्थ मैम ने बोला था कि जो भी आप रूटीन बना रहे हो उसमें अपनी जो प्राइवेट टाइम है, जो आपका निजी समय है, उसको जरूर रिस्पेक्ट करिए. मतलब आप अगर उसको कोई मीटिंग के लिए छोड़ देंगे तो वो आपको नहीं करना है. ये इस तरीके से मत करिए. आप अपने सेल्फ टाइम को जरूर रिस्पेक्ट करिए. एंड मैम ने ये वेलनेस की व्हील के बारे में बताया था, तो काफी इसके सारे अलग अलग डिफरेंट पहिए हैं। इसमें से अगर एक भी पहिए को निकाल दिया जाए तो हमारी वेलनेस व्हील नहीं चल सकती है। तो ये सारे व्हील्स के जो पहिए हैं बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, या वो हमारे फिजिकल हो, सोशल हो, इंटेलेक्चुअल हो, इमोशनल हो, या हमारी ऑक्यूपेशनल हो। बहुत सारे व्हील्स के पहिए हैं और उन सभी के साथ हमें चलना है। नेक्स्ट सबसे ज्यादा बेस्ट पार्ट मुझे मैम का लगा था। मैम कैन यू से शो मी द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। दिस इज द डोज, मतलब हैप्पी हॉर्मोन्स के मैम ने जो बताया था वो सबसे बड़ा टेक अवे है हमारे लिए, कि हमारे स्ट्रेस को हम किस तरीके से रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं। तो हमारे डेली रूटीन में हमें डोज पे काम करना है। डी मतलब डोपामाइन, ओ मतलब ऑक्सीटोसिन, एंड एस मतलब सेरोटोनिन, और ई मतलब एंडोफिन। तो ये जो डोपामाइन है मतलब रिवॉर्ड केमिकल को रिलीज करते हैं हम जब हम म्यूजिक को सुनते हैं, या जब हम कोई अच्छी चीज जो हमें पसंद है वो हम करते हैं। जब हम लव हार्मोन्स को कैसे रिलीज करेंगे, तो जब हम अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ, जिससे हमें खुशी मिले, ऐसे किसी व्यक्ति के साथ अपना समय व्यतीत करते हैं, मतलब हम स्ट्रेस में जब नहीं होते हैं, जो हमें चीज अच्छी लगे वो चीज हम करते हैं, तो हम लव हार्मोन्स को रिलीज करते हैं। तो इस तरीके से ये जो हार्मोन्स है, जब हम गुड मूड्स वाला हार्मोन्स कैसे रिलीज करेंगे, तो एक्सरसाइज करके, डेली मेडिटेशंस करके, ध्यान में रह के, और जो पेन रिलीवर है मतलब हम स्पा में जा सकते हैं, हम योगा कर सकते हैं, हम अच्छे हॉट वाटर बाथ ले सकते हैं। ये सारे हार्मोन्स को हम पा सकते हैं, तो हमें डोज पे जरूर फ्रेंड्स काम करना है। दिस वाज द ऑसम पार्ट ऑफ द today's session. So I would like to thank the ma'am, and it was the awesome session, and time is very short, बहुत कम समय है, इसलिए मैं रवि जी हमारे जो जोन शेयर हैं उनको क्लोजर ऑफ द सेशन के लिए बुलाना चाहूंगी। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you. Poonam, thank you. The translation was very good. उससे at least, थोड़ा मेरा भी हिंदी आस्ते आस्ते improve होते गया. So, and thank you, Dr. Subhashri. What I loved was that you have touched upon one of the most important areas of your life, of our lives. The tools that you suggested, I'm very clear that it will just not only bring in all our lives, a lot of happiness, joy, peace, and success in many areas of our lives. So what I'm taking back from your session, was the first thing, when I did the exercise of, rating myself, it became very overwhelming. And, I got a nice, happy root shock about where I am. And immediately I took up, being aware of where I am, so that, I can start doing justice into both my personal as well as professional goals, and my wants. So thank you once again, for your time and the way you shared. Since it's on YouTube, this is, obviously going to go across for many, many more days and months. MDRT will archive it so that, in future, the fellow colleagues, who are there, we can keep reaping and, using your tools. Now, I would also like to take this opportunity. It's been around 11 months that from the last close to 11 months that MCC India, led by country chair Plabita, have along with her team, they have delivered so many sessions, on learning, developing, and, on sales ideas, best practices, and obviously one of the most touching for me is the whole person concept. And, the entire team, of MCC India, once again, thank you for empowering members across India, and, how to make best use of the MDRT benefits. You all have done absolutely wonderful. You have supported members in attending the annual event, and now you're supporting members for the global event. Is that, are we on still? Okay. So I'm just completing. MCC India has impacted, more than 40,000 life insurance advisors during the past few months. And so once again, entire team of MCC India, Plabita, you especially, a big thank you from MDRT headquarters, my region chair, Naji, and for all your generous, contributions and bringing speakers, like Dr. Subhashri on board to, bless all of us with lots and lots of beautiful way to end, your term. I don't see any, anything else could have been better. So once again, thank you. And yeah, looking forward to seeing all of you in the global event now. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank you
so
so much for providing this opportunity. I wish MDRT, MCC India to do best services like this, and I'm really glad to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.